gathered here today to celebrate the wedding, the marriage of these two people. Who gives this woman to be married to this man?
Her mother and myself.
Thoryn, today and every day, I choose you. As your wife, I promise to be your rock. I promise to uplift and encourage you, and I promise to never give up on you. I will work hard every day to ensure both you and I know how much I love and cherish you.
Elizabeth, I will never forget the first time I laid my eyes on you. You were and still are the most beautiful and kind-hearted woman I know. I believe in you, the person you will grow to be, and the couple we will be together. With my whole heart, I take you as my forever, acknowledging and accepting your faults and strengths as you do mine. You have been my best friend, playmate, and my greatest challenge. But most importantly, our family together. I am truly blessed to be a part of yours and the girls' lives, which as of today becomes our life together. I promise to grow with you and support you. I promise to be patient, understanding, and kind. I promise to listen and share in good times and in bad. I vow to be my best for myself, for us, and for our future together.
In this bag are the rings for the ceremony today. What we're going to do is I'm going to hand this bag over to the maid of honor here. And what I'd like each of you to do, she's going to pass it along the line, and each of you will receive this bag of rings. What I'd like you to do is take a moment, however long that may be for you, and bless the rings in whatever way that means for you. If that means saying a prayer over the rings, please take your time. If that means sending some nice thoughts, however you must do this, bless the rings, and in doing so, know that you are blessing these two that you love. Some people tell you that love is an action, that you have to go and do love. Some people tell you it's not worth fighting for. Love is a sham. Why look for it? Some will tell you that it's worth dying for. You know that the scriptures were not written in English, they were written in multiple languages, and in the New Testament, in the Greek, there are three main words for love, and I'd like to tell you about those words today. Those three words are philia, eros, and agape. So let's start with philia. When it comes to marriage, philia is the one that most people would say is not a necessary form of love. Philia is the word for brotherly love. It is the word for a friendship type of love. It is the love that I share with the two of you. Philia is where we get the word Philadelphia, which you know is the city of brotherly love. Philia is a really important thing. It's where we can be bros. It's where we can fist bump. It's where we can have good times. Now do me a favor and imagine a life where that person that you're married to, you don't want to spend time around. It's not a fun way to live your life, is it? You should be marrying someone that you want to be friends with. You should be marrying someone that you want to be with in the ordinary times of life. Someone that you can just sit in the same room with, do nothing, and have a good time still. Is that each other? Yes. I think it is. Eros, is the next word for love. You may know this love. This is the love that comes naturally. I do not have to teach you how to love this way. This comes naturally. Eros is the word that we get our word erotic from. I don't have to teach you how to feel Eros love, do I?
No.
Eros is the romantic love, the sexual love. I don't have to teach you this, do I? It goes without saying that this is vital for marriage, is it not? When you first laid eyes on one another, you just said you remember it clearly. I imagine there was a little bit of Eros love flowing, was it not?
Yes.
You look at today, as she walked down the aisle, you looked at her and you thought, dang, I get to marry her, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, good. If it was anything else, I wouldn't be walking out, right?
Yep.
The problem is that a lot of people think that marriage is only about Eros love. Marriage is only about the feeling of love. If I'm no longer attracted to this person, I can't be married to them. Let me be the first to say hogwash. And I know you agree with me. Let it be known that you have family around you that are more than willing to take the kids for a night. Let it be known that you have a pastor that is more than willing to take the kids for a night. And my wife too, because I don't want to do that on my own. And the reason that we're willing to do that is not just because we love your kids. We do love your kids, but it's because we love you and we want your Eros flame to keep burning. Now let me talk to the congregation for a minute. I said this was just for them, but let me talk to you. Do you love them and want their marriage to succeed? Absolutely. If you didn't, I would hope you wouldn't be here. Are you willing to commit today that you will do what it takes to allow their Eros love to continue to burn brightly? I think so. Here's what that means for you. Volunteer to babysit. Maybe throw them a gift card and say, hey, go out to Applebee's, have a good time. Check on them. The simple question of how are you doing? Oh, good. No, how are you really doing? That's an important question that you all need to be asking, not just to them, but to all who you love. It means encouraging them to remember the commitment that they made today. But the last word for love is the most important. You may have heard me talk about it before. Agape. Agape is a self-sacrificing love. Agape is a humility. It is mutual submission. Let me say that again. Mutual submission. The first part of 1 John 3:16 says, this is how we know what love is. Jesus Christ laid down his life for us. Romans 5:8 says, but God demonstrates his own love for us in this. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but shall have eternal life. And each of those passages uses the word agape for love, and it's clear to see that in these examples that God's love for us is him giving himself to and for us. So my charge to you is to agape love your partner here. Give yourself to and for them. So as I close today, I want you to remember to love your spouse, right? That's super easy in theory. Love your spouse in those 3 ways. Not just with Eros love that comes naturally, but with the filial love of friendship. And not just with the metaphorical idea of love, but with the action that is agape. So, let's pray. Father, we thank you for who you are. We thank you for what you're doing in this place. And we pray that you would be here with Thoryn and Elizabeth. And I pray that you would bless this marriage, bless this union. We're thankful for the ways in which you work. And we pray that you would be so present here today. Be with us as we continue in the service, and be with them as they go today. Amen. That is this ring. Represents the unending quality of your love. The gold represents the white gold. Represents the purity of that love. So as a ceaseless reminder of this hour, and of this, as seal of values you take, you will now give and receive the ring. So I ask you, Thoryn, do you give this ring to Elizabeth as a token of your love for her? If so, answer I do.
I do.
Will you, Elizabeth, take this ring as a token of Thoryn's love for you, and will you wear it as a token of your love for him? If so, answer I will.
I will.
Repeat after me, Thoryn. I, Thoryn, take you, Elizabeth, to be my wedded wife, to have and to hold.
I, TJ, take Elizabeth. Can you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
I, Thoryn, take you, Elizabeth.
I, Thoryn, take you, Elizabeth,
to be my wedded wife.
to be my wedded wife,
To have and to hold.
to have and to hold
From this day forward.
from this day forward,
For better, for worse.
for better, for worse,
For richer, for poor.
for richer, for poor,
In sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health,
To love and to cherish.
to love and to cherish,
Till death do us part.
till death do us part.
According to God's holy ordinance.
According to God's holy ordinance,
And to you I pledge my love.
and to you I pledge my love.
To you, Elizabeth, take this ring and give it to Thoryn as a token of your love for him.
I do.
Will you, Thoryn, take this ring as a token of Elizabeth's love for you, and will you wear it as a token of your love for her?
I do.
Repeat after me, Elizabeth. I, Elizabeth,
I,
take you,
Elizabeth,
Thoryn,
take you, Thoryn,
to be my wedded husband,
to be my wedded husband,
to have and to hold
to have and to hold
from this day forward.
from this day forward,
For better, for worse.
for better or worse,
For richer, for poor.
for richer or poor,
In sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health,
To love and to cherish.
to love and to cherish,
Till death do us part.
till death do us part.
According to God's holy ordinance.
What?
According to God's holy ordinance.
According to God's holy ordinance,
And to you I pledge my love.
and to you I pledge my love.
privilege to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Thoryn and Liza.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would like to reach out my hand. I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna tell you to run. Know what to say about the young. Pick me up with golden hands. I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna tell you to run. Know what to say about the young. Well, I would like to hold my little hand, and we will run, we will crawl. I would like to hold my little hand. We will run, we will crawl. Send me on my way. Send me on my way.
I would like to reach out my hand. I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna tell you to run. Know what to say about the young.
I want to thank everybody for coming, sharing this special day with Liz and TJ. Liz, TJ, today is going to live in your minds forever. I didn't know what true love was until I met my wife, Stephanie, And when I saw you look at Liz the same way I looked at Stephanie, I knew you guys were forever. So, Liz, you look stunning, beautiful. TJ, you cleaned up pretty good. So I am very honored to be your best man. I want to wish you guys 100 more years. So if everybody will raise a glass with me and wish them an amazing adventure that they just embarked on, and good luck. Cheers, guys.
Hi, I'm Allison. I'm Liz's best friend. We met a long time ago when she was doing my hair at the salon. So it's been a while, definitely lots of chats. Got to know each other very well. And we're on a roll, right? Yes. My daughter Kennedy, she is here as well. So she's part of everything I do, and I'm so glad that she was there to meet you. So this wedding is the very first celebration of love that I've been a part of as an adult. It's my first time ever being maid of honor. So obviously I consulted my close friends, Google and Pinterest. As I'm reading the outline of what my speech should be, I realized that this union is absolutely about me. Before TJ, I didn't have someone sneaking me tiny DQ cups of ice cream and McDonald's, all the while not telling Liz. Before TJ, Liz was jerked around by a few scrubs. Now she knows she's appreciated and loved. Can you imagine how this benefits me? It feeds my soul and my mental health to have a best friend who is genuinely happy. Before TJ, Liz struggled on her own and made an amazing life for her babies. They always had everything they needed. She always does the same for everyone else. So of course, my hair always looks fabulous. All joking aside, I love the fact that I'm like her big sister. Our age difference isn't much if you look at my face, not my birthday. I love that she trusts me with advice and her kids and takes all of my opinions into consideration. I matter to her and she matters more than she will ever know. I'm happy to walk so you can run. I cannot wait to see what you guys do together in your life. I also can't wait to shave your head or any of the other things I've imagined if you do anything dumb. TJ is the true epitome of a good guy. There's not very many in this world. You definitely fall in that line. I'm excited for you to care for my girl and her 3 babies. They're hers, not yours. Finally, here are some marriage tips that are definitely not from me, but they might help. 1, spend a few minutes a day really listening to your spouse, no matter how stupid the problems may be. 2, marriage is finding out what kind of man your wife would have preferred. 3, always hold hands. If you let go, he will go shopping. A good wife always forgives her husband when she's wrong. She won't start an argument if you're cleaning. All right, let's raise your glasses and toast Elizabeth and Thoryn. Marry the hell out of each other.
Me up with golden hands. I'm missing you. Let me tell you to run. Say about the end. Well, I would like to hold my little hand. We will run, we will, and we will crawl. I would like to hold my little hand. And we will run, we will, and we will crawl.
Send me on my way. Send me on my way.